In the midst of tragedy and what seems like countless deaths, there are many stories of survival and hope here in Myanmar. These orphans are cramped into a house church on their knees, praying that God will provide them with the means to rebuild their house. They are thankful they escaped the bamboo shack just moments before it was blown to pieces by Cyclone Nargis. Sin Kan Loon shares how this big church next to her house swayed back and forth in the wind when the cyclone struck at midnight. She believes God miraculously saved her and her family.
I prayed to God to send His angels to protect us. He gave me the verse in Nahum 1 verse 7. The Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble for those who trust in Him. I believe the angels stretch their big wings to keep the big church from falling in the direction of our house.
Pastor Stephen Len Piang is deeply saddened by the death of one of his church workers and family who were serving in the Irrawaddy Delta area. 29-year-old Samo Ong, his wife and 10-year-old daughter were swept away into the sea at the height of the cyclone. But in the midst of this tragedy, Pastor Stephen believes in God's divine purpose.
Nargis is a Hindu term for snake. In the Bible, snake symbolizes Satan, but Satan can't work without God's permission. I believe this is a wake-up call to all Christians, especially to the Karen tribe, who is the biggest Christian tribe in Myanmar and the first recipients of the gospel. Most of the people living in the Irrawaddy Delta are Karen. Imagine, 100,000 Karen die and their churches have spiritual revival. Because of their size, it will be revival for the whole country.
David Vunga, director of the Myanmar Center for Church Planting, says the desperate situation is not only stirring revival among Christian churches, but also causing Buddhists to open their hearts to the gospel.
We went to this village. We were told that there are about 500 families. They were all Buddhist. My dad has the privilege of reading them the word of the living God and began to preach about the fact that God is sovereign. This is the first time that they remember a Christian coming and preach on their soil. They begin to see Christians in a different light, a loving people as people who cares for them and for their well-being.
With the Burmese government's recent decision to open its doors to foreign aid workers, Christians in Myanmar and worldwide believe the door is likely to be opened to them only a short while, not only to save lives, but souls as well. Lucille Miranda, CBN News, Yangon, Burma.